Instructor Vex Thal had administered the Advanced Threat Assessment simulation over 3,000 times during his career at the Galactic Defense Academy. The training program was meticulously designed to test cadets' decision-making under pressure, requiring careful analysis of multiple threat vectors, resource allocation, and tactical prioritization across a complex battlefield scenario. The Academy record for completion stood at 14 minutes and 37 seconds, held by a Valkyrie prodigy whose species possessed enhanced processing capabilities and natural tactical intuition. That was before Cadet Amy Martinez, age 16, Earth exchange student, decided to participate. The simulation parameters are as follows. Instructor Vex Thal announced to the Mixed Species Training class. You are commanding a defensive position under assault by hostile forces. You have limited ammunition, compromised communications, and civilian evacuees depending on your decisions. The scenario will adapt to your choices, presenting increasingly complex challenges. 23 alien cadets nodded nervously, their various appendages and sensory organs adjusting as they prepared for what was universally considered the most challenging exercise in the Academy curriculum. Amy sat quietly in the back row, her small human frame barely visible among the larger alien species surrounding her. She'd been silent throughout the entire semester, taking notes with methodical precision, but never volunteering answers or drawing attention to herself. Cadet Martinez, Instructor Vex Thal called. You may begin when ready. Amy stood up, walked to the simulation pod with the same calm deliberation she'd shown all semester, and settled into the command interface. The holographic battlefield materialized around her, a complex urban environment with multiple threat vectors, civilian populations scattered across the engagement zone, and enemy forces approaching from 6 different directions. Most cadets spent several minutes just analyzing the initial tactical situation. Amy took one look at the display and immediately began issuing commands. What happened next would be analyzed by military strategists for years afterward. Instead of following conventional doctrine, establishing defensive perimeters, organizing evacuation routes, or prioritizing target threats, Amy did something that violated every tactical principle taught at the Academy. She surrendered. Attention hostile forces. Her voice carried across the simulation's communication channels. This is Commander Martinez of the defending garrison. I am prepared to discuss terms of conditional surrender to ensure civilian safety. Instructor Vex Thal's mandibles clicked in confusion. The simulation wasn't designed to handle surrender scenarios. It was a combat assessment, not a diplomatic exercise. But Amy wasn't finished. However, she continued, before we proceed with formal negotiations, I should mention that I've just activated the base's self-destruct sequence. Detonation in 10 seconds unless all hostile forces withdraw immediately to minimum safe distance. The simulation's AI paused, its processing system struggling with a tactical decision that didn't exist in its programming matrix. Amy had somehow accessed administrative controls that weren't supposed to be available to cadets, and her bluff about the self-destruct wasn't actually a bluff. 9, 8, 7. The hostile AI forces, programmed to prioritize survival when faced with unacceptable casualties, began rapid withdrawal from the engagement zone. 6, 5, 4. The civilian evacuation, which should have taken hours to coordinate, was completed in minutes as the departing enemy forces inadvertently cleared all exit routes. 3, 2. Simulation terminated. All objectives completed. 12 seconds. Total mission time, 12 seconds. Amy stood up from the command pod and returned to her seat with the same quiet composure she'd maintained all semester. The training hall erupted in confused chittering, clicking, and various forms of alien bewilderment. Cadet Martinez, Instructor Vex Thal said slowly, explain your tactical methodology. Simple problem, simple solution, Amy replied. The simulation was designed to test combat decision-making, but it never specified that combat was mandatory. Sometimes the best way to win a fight is to make sure it doesn't happen. But the self-destruct sequence... Basic social engineering, Amy shrugged. I convinced the enemy AI that staying in the engagement zone was more dangerous than leaving. Once they withdrew, the civilians were safe and the position was secured. Dr. Yilnev, the Academy's chief of xenopsychology, was frantically updating her notes on human cognitive patterns. The administrative access protocols. Oh, that, Amy nodded. The simulation security was pretty basic. Earth kids learned to get around digital restrictions in middle school. It's like a hobby. Instructor Vex Thul stared at the tactical display showing a perfect mission completion achieved through methods that technically shouldn't have been possible. Cadet Martinez, he said finally, report to Advanced Strategic Command immediately. We're promoting you to instructor level. But I haven't graduated yet. Cadet, you just solved our most complex training scenario using tactics we didn't know existed. We need to learn from you before you learn any more from us. Amy gathered her notes, with the same methodical precision she'd shown all semester. Should I bring my homework? The Academy's most challenging simulation was quietly retired the following week and replaced with a new scenario titled, Why Conventional Tactical Thinking May Be Inadequate in a Post-Human Galaxy.